ask of you is give everything you got for your teammates. I promise you, I'm giving you everything I had there on this field.
Big rush, Laurinaitis gonna wrap him up.
We ain't going back to St. Louis without a W. I promise you that.
Castle drops the snap and shotgun. Now he's buried by a host of blue jerseys back at about the Minnesota 35-yard line.
Hello everyone and welcome into Training Days. I'm Myles Simmons here with Frank Bush, linebackers coach for the St. Louis Rams. And coach, so the first thing I want to ask you, now there are three names, Sam, Mike, Will. When they come to linebackers, what do they mean?
When we talk about Sam, Mike, and Will, we're talking about the guys that we deem going to the strength, the guy that's playing in the middle, and the guy that's on the weak side of the defense. When we talk about that, we're talking about the Sam linebacker. He's going to align to the tight end side or the strength of the offense. The Mike is in the middle. He's the boss. He's telling people what to do. And the Will, i.e. the W, he's going to be the guy that's on what we deem as the weak side of the offense.
So now, who are the Rams players that correspond to each of these guys?
Well, we're interchangeable, so they don't always get a beat on us. But for all intents and purposes, most of the time, you're going to see Akeem Ayers in this position. You'll see James Laurinaitis as the Mike linebacker, and you'll see Alec Ogletree as the Will linebacker.
All right, so then let's talk about coverages. Now, what is the difference between man and zone? It sort of seems a little self-explanatory, but what is it?
Absolutely, it is self-explanatory. In man coverage, everyone has a guy. We call it solo coverage, we call it cat coverage, you got that cat, or we just call it simply man coverage. We have a lot of different configurations where we can tell which guy to take who, but at the end of the day, every guy has a cat or a particular player that he's locked up on. When it comes to zone coverage, we're going to play a particular area on the field or a zone on the field. And so we have guys and we disperse them out in certain areas depending upon what type of zone we're going to play. And they have to protect that particular zone.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about zone coverage. I know you got cover 2, cover 3 quarters. What is the difference between those two and how are they used?
It's how we section off the field. You know, when we say cover 2, we're going to play a situation where we have two safeties and they're going to play half field. And so they're going to protect this section or this half of the field, and this safety protects this half. And these guys underneath are going to protect certain areas or certain zones underneath that half field coverage.
All right, so I know you got a play you want to show us to see linebackers in action and how they do what they do. So let's take a look at that.
Here they come. Manning gets rid of it, underthrows, and is picked off. Great play by Alec Ogletree, his second pick in as many weeks.
So Coach, now you got a play. This is Alec Ogletree's interception against the Broncos. Just take us through it.
Well, what we did with this particular defense, we tried to show a cover 2 look. You can see the two safeties here. As you see these guys, dispersion, and this guy protecting half the field and this guy protecting half the field. But what we did is we disguised that coverage and we actually added a little bit of pressure to it. So although we have a two safety look, we're doing something a little bit different to give the quarterback a little bit different look and let him believe that he has a zone open. And so now, instead of him zoning off this thing in cover 2, we kind of match the coverage here, which is something we do a little bit in cover 2, which gives him a zone and a man principle all in one. And then Alec just makes a great play of understanding the timing of the play and has some anticipation and making a great catch on the ball. But what we did here, again, a 2 shell here to show a zone look. We matched up the coverage underneath, and now the quarterback's not exactly sure what he has. Is it truly man or truly zone?
All right, and then obviously Alec just makes an incredible play, and he's been doing that a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a kid that's really matured over the last couple of years. He's playing with a lot of instincts. He was always extremely talented, but now he's trying to take his game to another level, and he's really coming on for us.
All right, well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, and fans, thank you for watching Training Days.